Okay, this is video log number 3. Let's jump right into it. So let's start with intentionality. What I got in my notes here. First of all, I appreciate that you don't look down on people who play video games, because I play a lot of video games and I'm deeply fulfilled and I enjoy it very much. And of course, I could also have played video games and not improved my skill level, and that's probably what a lot of people do. And I don't think they're doing it wrong when they do it like that. They're using it more as a source of entertainment rather than as a source of um, internal fulfillment, possibly. Where that's where it can be. It's like people play video games in the same way they watch a movie, or in the same way they use it to just hang out with friends, which is fine. I'm not. It's a different way to do it. I use it very seriously, as you can probably tell, and that's yeah. Wait, what did I write down here? Oh yeah. Uh, I think it also comes down to flow states. You know, when you're doing something that's at your skill level, and you're constantly improving at it day to day, and you enter a sort of flow, that is addicting in a good way, and it's I don't know, it's given me a lot of fulfillment in life. Um, so yeah, I'll leave it on that front, and then I'll keep my therapy note short since I already talked about it before. But just one thing I wanted to note was that therapy is often used reactively rather than proactively. Like someone goes through something really extreme in their life, just like for me, then they go to therapy, and then of course, usually, not always the case, but usually it's often too late. This is more apparent in couples counseling, couples therapy kind of thing, where there's a ton of problems deep in the relationship and stuff like that, and they go to couples therapy to fix it rather than going to couples therapy in the first place, so that these problems can never arise. Or if they do arise, they can just deal with it with all of the knowledge they gained from speaking with it rationally. Because life is so messy and emotional and complicated, and being able to have a professional look at it in an unbiased way and give you a dedicated space and time to process it with feedback, I think, is the biggest thing. It's also with flow states. You need to do something and improve and then get feedback. So that's something that's not always there for everyone, and I don't think most are. I don't want to overgeneralize, but a lot of people can go through their entire life without any emotional feedback on how they treat their relationships, and that's unhealthy to say the least. And that's why there's a lot of conflict that can arise between people when there really shouldn't be. And when two people can lift each other up and they end up fighting, it's a tragedy. Anyway, so oh yeah, I wrote down that you're in a very unique position as an 8th grader in a disciplined mentor. I'm 23, compared to you, I'm a grandpa. So seeing that you're doing this, and you get access to a whole community of people that are highly motivated to improve their life at such a young age, I feel that, you know, it's great. It's great, and you should utilize it to the max. And of course, you reached out to the champs, which is awesome. Um, um, I'll end my note on therapy is that I think it's best to see therapy as a tool for emotional and spiritual mastery, rather than a safety net for the emotionally challenged. Um, yeah, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. So, third point here: comparison is the thief of joy. That was said by Theodore Roosevelt, or I don't know if it was said by him, but it was highly popularized by him anyway. And I bring that up because, of course, you talked about your friend and how she's a vroom vroom, vroom vroom kind of person. I thought that was hilarious. And probably very accurate as to the type of person. I can already see people in my life that are just like that. Just constant vroom vroom people. And that can be really intimidating and definitely when I was in in high school, or even through middle school and elementary school, I was always put in gifted programs, and the people around me, I almost view them like sharks. Like they are so academically gifted and so motivated specifically to pursue academic endeavors that when I wasn't performing as well, I was always a little bit slightly worse than the average gifted person there. So I always felt bad, you know, like oh my gosh, these guys are so smart, and I want to be able to be on their level. But through, of course, therapy and just general self-reflection and introspection, I realized that, just like you said, like these people who are excelling academically are probably deficient in other areas of their life. Not because life isn't just academics, I mean, it can be for some people, but there's like a lot of different ways that people can derive fulfillment. I mean, I derive fulfillment from a video game. Of course, I'm still going to school, and I it's a really high priority for me to maintain good grades in school while doing this. But at the end of the day, what did I write down here? Internal and external locus of control. What did I write? I bring up the concepts of internal and external locuses of control because I probably think you understand these concepts in principle, like internal locus of control being that you control things internally, and you think that you control life, versus an external locus of control being that life happens to you. Even though intellectually it's really easy to understand, like, yeah, of course, like I control what happens, and if things happen to me, yeah, like I can't control that. It's easy to understand and say, but of course, the reality is, even for me as well, like things just happen to you in life, and you get hit by them, you get affected by them, and sometimes there's just not a lot that you can do. People may think that there's not a lot you can do, but in my opinion, there's always a way to kind of look at it through an internal locus of control. Like, for example, your reflections on being jealous or feeling anxious about the future based on the way your close friend views life and goes through life is shifting that locus from internal to a slightly external source, where that jealousy or anxiety may limit your ability to move forward. And some people, like, a more extreme funny example could be like jealous of like a significant other, or jealous of like a close friend, and then they like break their computer or hack their email so they get bad grades. And that's like a really extreme example, but it's probably happened before. From pure jealousy, people do those actions that tear down not only their own life but someone else's life as well. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen to you, but to a smaller extent it is already happening to you, where that anxiety is making you already kind of shut down, like you said in your video log, whenever you're speaking to her and she's kind of like blah 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 blah, in a never-ending stream, And of course, I don't know how close you guys are as friends, but you can always be honest and completely just talk to this person and be like, hey, sometimes when you speak to me about your achievements and things, I get a little anxious. And that's what friends are for. Like, she's not your teacher or a tutor. Like, hopefully you can just be honest with her, and of course that may not always be the case, and you guys may be different, but that's just one avenue that I don't know if you've thought of. But yeah, there's that, and of course I wrote down that admitting that you look down on her because of her sole focus on achievements or academics, trying to put yourself above her in some ways. I think that is extremely emotionally mature. To even admit something like that requires a lot of humility and grace. So that's great. That's awesome. I'm proud of you for that, because admitting that is the first step to even solving an issue like that. Like, I wouldn't even be able to talk about that here if you didn't say that out loud. You know what I mean? And yeah, that honesty is awesome. Keep it up. And then I think mental clarity. So I wanted to bring that up is because I think of the brain as a computer with like very limited RAM, very limited short-term access memory, or random access memory, I think is what it's called. And every thought is highly impacting your ability to move forward. I bring that up because of the jealousy points and things like that, because it can be really toxic. And it's something that you don't, that's a ball you don't want to get rolling, as one might say, because yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. And what did I write down here? There's like, you've definitely heard of stuff like being positive, saying nice things about yourself, and it's a lot more important than you may realize, because it's every positive thought is like having a friend 24/7 in your mind telling you good job, or you got this, and things are not as bad as they seem, or you can view this in a positive way. And then the opposite is like having a friend 24/7 within your own brain telling you, oh, you suck, or oh, this is like, you're not supposed to do it like this, or oh, like, why'd you do that? Like, that is a tough existence, I will say. It's the type of suffering that will not help you, to say the least. So I just wanted to keep that in mind. Yeah, so I think that's it for the response to the video log. And as for me, 60 days, I did it. Today is the 60th day. So I'm gonna ask George to review. I think I put my post out already, but I'll ask George to review my stuff. And if he says, hey, your 2 days in one are like disqualifying, even though I told him, hey, I asked him, is this okay? And he said it was okay, I'll be fine. I'll start from where I started doing one 24-hour cycle. But if not, I'm going to get into the champ circle, which is something I've been looking forward to. I've listened to all the champs calls, or I think not all of them, but like half of them on the Discipline Mentorship website. Super great. Like, I don't know if you ever have free time throughout the day. Like, I'm not exactly busy these days. I'm gonna get a full class load next semester, which will probably make me stop playing so much League of Legends, which is fine. It's like seasons of life. Right now I'm in grind mode for the game, and I did this on purpose so that I could really prove to myself that I could achieve a lot. Given that I'm not going to be young forever, like I can delay my degree, but getting to a high level in this video game at an older age is not something that I want. So, yeah. Yo, how was I talking about this? Oh yeah, listening to the mentorship calls. Those have been awesome. Like, I mean, I also listen to all the courses and stuff on personal branding, and I've recorded so many videos. Like, I've done like daily life stuff. Like, I've literally filmed my whole day and edited one whole video, and I didn't post it because I'm like, even though it's kind of embarrassing, like I'm preaching about all this internal external locus stuff, but honestly, like I'm kind of I'm scared of being judged, you know. Like you mentioned, you know, people can view playing video games like as a waste of a day or a life, or even though I achieved a lot within the game, like even if I didn't achieve a lot within the game, it would look even worse for me, you know. So that's something that I'm aware of. I guess that could be an emotional fault, and of course I understand intellectually that it's fine, but still, when I get this is a trap, saying when I get into this champs mentorship, I'll do this thing. I should just do the thing. So I think after my first block of games, I'm making a commitment to myself. I gotta follow through on it. Yeah, after my first block of games, I'm gonna edit a video, and I'll probably post it. And yeah, I'll just start a fresh account, do like a daily video log type thing. That might be my personal branding endeavor. Yeah, you know what? We'll leave it there. So that's my video log number 3. Oh, I do hope you continue doing these video logs. Like they've inspired me. Obviously, I literally would have never done something like this, and I think this is awesome. If you didn't start doing it, you made it seem so approachable to do something like this. And if you stop, I don't blame you, but I hope you don't. Anyway, that's it. That's video log number 3. Thank you, and yeah, good night.